everybody, it's your girl Sherry. Welcome back to another episode of Alleged Actually podcast. I am joined tonight by my Bravo bestie Joey. What's up, Joey?
Hello.
Hello. So, guys, tonight is our night to do our recap of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, the show that we both love very much. But before we get into that, I'm going to do some quick admin notes, and we're going to talk a little bit of wife swap, and then we're going to get into it. So if you are new over here, welcome. Over here, we do reality TV recaps, and occasionally we get into some pop culture segments. If that's your jam, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, share with a friend, and another friend, and another friend. Make sure you hit the notification bell. Particularly, y'all, next week we got like 8 days before BravoCon. I don't know, your girl be in them streets, but I'm going to try to go live as much as I can, try to spill what tea I can gather. So hit the notification bell so you'll be the first to know when I have some tea for y'all. And as always, please give us a thumbs up, like this video, like this live, and comment and chat with us because we love to hear from you and we talk back. All right, Joey. Wife swap. Emily Simpson. Thoughts?
It was exactly, I feel like, what we predicted it was going to be, what we thought it was going to be. It was boring. It felt very, very flat, especially like coming off of, like, I feel like how phenomenal like Angie K and like Melissa were, and they were warm and they were like loving, and it was sad when like they left and the kids were crying, and like it was just like a very different. This one was exactly what I thought. It was dry, kind of like Emily is. It was like, I don't know. It was boring. I mean, the fact that she was like really good on like a farm also was very boring to me. So I thought part of the joy was to see them like struggle in this like everyday life, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. It was just blah. I mean, I couldn't even tell you like the wife's that she swaps with like name. I couldn't tell you anything about the family. I don't even know how many kids they had. I mean, it came and went out of my brain.
I agree. I share your sentiments, Joey. Honestly, y'all, for me, it felt very flat as well. I was saying the same thing. I was like, Joey, like, what was the family's name? And I'm trying to Google it, and all I see, y'all, are like controversial articles about, like how people didn't like it, how Emily was confused at first because she thought she was swapping with another Real Housewife, which is, yeah. You know what I mean? It's like, girl, and I ain't gonna lie, y'all, I am not an Emily Simpson fan. So, but that doesn't matter because if it was heartfelt, I'm that girl. If it still touched me, I would say so.
Right. I'm not a Melissa fan, and I've been singing her praises for a week now.
That's right. So yeah, I didn't enjoy it. Y'all, I don't mean any harm. We're gonna see Dr. Wendy's episodes next week. I don't know that it'll be much
Sunday,
different.
of all things, too.
I know.
No, because she doesn't give like warm, like loving vibes, like either. I just think she's gonna go in there. I think she's gonna be pretentious and think that she's better than them. And it's just like gonna be another like blah. Again, when they announced it, I mean, granted, I also was like, ugh, Melissa Gorga, but I was like, this is like the Housewives that they picked.
I know.
I was actually like shocked, and not that I think that my favorite Teresa should have been picked either. I don't think that would have went over super well
Not
either.
with that husband, no.
But no. But I just feel like there are like other housewives that would have been like better. Like I even would have like, and I don't even like her, but I feel like Danielle Cabral would have been great to swap. She would have been loving and funny, and I mean, who wouldn't want to like live with Nate?
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? I think like have Dr. like Nicole swap. Or, you know what I mean? Like I just feel like I even feel like have like Giselle. No, Giselle doesn't have a husband to go for someone to go to. Yeah, they would have lived in the Home Alone. They would have loved some alone time. You know what I mean? I don't know. Like I just feel like it just I don't know. They weren't like, interesting enough. It was a weird pick.
It's a weird pick, but a lot of the housewives don't have husbands now, and that's the problem. And so I sat there and I thought about it, and I was racking my brain. I was like, okay, should they decide for season 2, who would I want to see? And I'm thinking, well, they're, some of the newbies have husbands, but we don't know them well enough to even care. And I don't know. I mean, Who do we got? Nobody in Beverly.
Gertie.
Gertie. Now that would be a great one. I think she'd be very loving and nurturing,
I
and
think she'd be so loving,
I
so
do.
funny, so willing to like jump into whatever
Yes.
environment she like was put into. And again,
Yes.
who wouldn't want to live with Russell?
Child, I would. Yes. Yes. Okay, Gertie's a good one. I think one more. Let's see. Salt Lake City, but Meredith Marks and Seth might be cute, but I can't
I
see
know, but
Meredith
Meredith's not
wanting
going
to
to be
do it. She's
warm,
not going to
loving,
do it.
and a gung
She's
ho to
not.
get her hands dirty.
She's not going to do it. And their kids are grown, so it would kind of fit. And then at Atlanta, I mean, yeah, I'd like to switch with me and live in that luxury house. I don't know. Like I said, I have to do some more thinking on that one, but at any rate, and OC, nobody wants to switch with Tamara and Eddie.
Oh God, no. Oh God, or Gretchen and Slade.
Or Gretchen and Slade, no. So yeah, there's that. So y'all slide in the comments. Let us know, who do y'all got? If by some miracle they do a season 2 of Wife Spot, who would you like to see? And I guess we could branch it out. Like, what if we pulled some folks off the valley, like Nia and Danny, but they have so many kids.
I know. Can you imagine?
No, I could not. That would be a nightmare. I'm sure the kids are lovely, but it's been a long time, child. That would be rough.
Let me tell you, I'll swap though. I'll deal with 4 kids. Spend a couple days with Danny.
Danny, he's cute. Yeah. So yeah. So y'all let me know. What do y'all think? Who would y'all like to see in Wife Swap? All right. Now we're going to get into some Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, season 6, episode 8. Loose lips sink friendships. Y'all. I'm telling y'all, every week I think, okay, well, I'm going to watch this and, we'll see a little shade, a little whatever, but I'm not going to, bust out laughing again. Again. Every time I watched it, I thought it's so silly that it's so funny to me sometimes. I can't.
I'm telling you, I keep watching and I keep thinking, like, is this like a social experiment? Like, is this like a joke on all of us? Like, that love, like this crazy reality television, all this like drama, but are they like playing us? Like, is this like real? Because
I kind of think it is.
Really
who could make that up, Joey? Who could make up the stuff they say?
I know that's so true, but it's just like, it's really outrageous. It kind of seems sometimes a little bit of satire.
It does. It does, but in the best way. Yeah. So we start off. We're still on the yacht, honey. It is day 2 of the yacht. We are on the heels of Leakgate because y'all know Heather did her big one. I mean, she was determined to make Lisa admit to being the leak, to no avail. And so we start with Bronwyn sleeping on the mid deck in a pool deck chair. Child, yeah. Who'd have think?
But you know what? She's a real one. Way to sleep. None of those other women would have slept on a deck chair, I'll tell you that much.
No. And then we find out it even rained on the poor woman. And she still, because she was like, I am not about to sleep in there with Bronwyn. I was like, you are a real one, girl, because all the money and stuff you got and what you're used to, and you're out there just as humble on that chair, like trying to get your little sleep. You got to give it to her.
No, she's on a monster yacht and would rather sleep on a deck chair in the rain than be in the same room with Brittany, which I feel like is very relatable.
It is. Okay, so meanwhile, she's the first to get up. They check on her or whatever. But then we go back and we see Heather and Whitney kind of catching up. Now, what was stupid to me was Heather tried to act like, what happened last night? Now, girl, we know you were drinking, but you weren't drinking that much to come relentlessly chase that woman down and do all you did. You couldn't have. But Whitney's like, oh, you were a baller last night. Like you were really going after her. And at any rate, Heather is basically, Whitney's saying, well, you guys stayed down there. She called it the water pad. I call it like a floating dock, whatever, a little inflatable dock. And they were down there talking for a long time. And Heather kept on trying to get this woman to, even after cameras stopped rolling, to admit it. And I'm like, girl, really?
Yeah, and again, though, when they did the flashback to the night before on that floating dock, there was a big miscommunication happening between Lisa and Heather. Like, they weren't talking about the same thing.
Hmm.
Because Heather keeps saying, you know everyone's business. Everyone tells you. I go to you when I need to know anything about someone, which is a red flag for me.
It is.
And Lisa keeps saying, I know things about people. It doesn't mean I'm leaking them to the blogs.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
Heather can't seem to wrap her head around that comment because she just keeps going with but you know everything, blah, blah. That's not, Lisa's not denying that she knows things about people.
That's true, Joey. Now that's a great point. I mean, I got because I when she said, whenever I need to know anything or
I go to
anything about
you.
anyone, I go to you. And she's like, you're right. She didn't deny it, but the one thing she maintains is, okay, that's well and good, but I'm not leaking it.
And
I
Heather,
can't help.
you seem to be a big gossiper too, because anything you want to know, you run to Lisa to get the information from. I don't
Right.
know. I think that Heather had me fooled for a hot second, and I was giving her
Mm.
some credit.
Hmm.
Heather is back to exactly who she always was, the woman that I friggin' hate. She's just trying to self-produce way too hard. She keeps
Yeah.
looking for another season 5 finale moment.
Yep.
I think Heather's full of crap.
Agreed. 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 That last week, rose colored glasses, we are off now. We see you, girl. Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Meanwhile, we're back in Lisa and Meredith's cabin, and basically, Lisa has hopes that the women will wake up and realize that they were wrong and they should have had her back, and it's going to be a new day. But she's still upset with Meredith because she didn't think that Meredith had her back enough, and which Meredith thinks is ridiculous. She was
So
like,
do
"I
I.
did have your back, right?"
I said that last week. I think that Meredith's blind loyalty to Lisa is weird.
Yeah.
I don't know how Lisa doesn't. I don't know what Lisa wants. Like, Lisa wants Meredith to like stand up and like cuss everyone else at the table and like flip it or something. I don't know. I
She
mean,
wants her to act like she does. Well, Meredith does not carry herself like that. Well, I mean, she
well, on the
can. She
contrary.
can. She can. However, the way that Lisa would do it, she's saying, we basically said the same thing, but I don't talk like you. So I did say that. I did say, that's all I needed to hear when she said I didn't do it. And she's like, okay, well, like, I got you then. I believe you. That's all I needed to hear. But I guess Lisa wanted her to flail and just, like, whatever. Um, so now we're back over to Bronwyn. Daisy asked her, poor Daisy, she earned her money. They better leave them big, big tips, right? Captain Jason, they all the staff. Good Lord. And I cannot wait to see that below deck episode. Okay.
I'm telling you. I mean, these have to be. I mean, I'm not a huge Below Deck fan. I can't say I've watched every episode, whatever. My boyfriend's a big fan. The ones I have watched, I mean, these women have to be some of the worst behaved I've ever seen on a Below Deck episode.
Yeah, they were pretty bad. I've seen some bad ones, particularly Captain Lee, some Captain Sandy, but Captain Jason, usually not as bad. These ladies put them through it. I was like, okay. Daisy was so patient, but that's what she does. She said it probably wasn't the best idea to want to sleep, out here, but she's like, I wasn't going to sleep in there with Brittany either. And in confessional, now I want to ask after I talk about what she said in confessional. I need your thoughts, Joey, because I have some that may not be popular. So Bronwyn in confessional says she's mad. She's talking about herself, saying about Brittany's mad at me for telling everyone what she said when they went shopping, and she's like, she's irritated, and she's irritated with Brittany for running her mouth in general. She admits a pool chair isn't the most comfortable place to sleep in the mega yacht. My thing is this. Why do you think that? Okay, I have a theory. We all know Brittany is annoying, period. But why do you think that Bronwyn goes so hard at her? I mean, it was kind of not nice to invite her shopping and then to turn around and do that. I don't know.
No, it wasn't. And my thing was when she made like that comment, like blah blah, like I don't like her, talking about blah, blah, blah. The moment to say that would have been when she was talking about everybody while you were shopping.
Right.
Not in a confessional weeks later when you're
Right.
like mad at her.
Right.
And my thing is that like, again, I mean, we all hate Britney, but Britney's ironically starting to make like some pretty good television. But my thing is that like all these women do like the same thing. So why you're only guns blazing for Britney doesn't really check with me. I don't really understand that.
Me neither. That's the part I'm trying to say. I mean, look, now I'm not saying that Bronwyn backs down from any smoke, because if you bring it, she'll bring it back. But it seems to be Britney could be like, I know that it was, and I defended her when my husband thought, when we saw it when she first did it, and he was like, God, that's pretty, that's awful. Like, why would you go somewhere with someone and bait them to say something and throw it in their face? And I was like, well, it's because Brittany said that she's the only one that doesn't say things, that'll say things to people's face. However, it's the venom in which Brittany or Bronwyn delivers it. Because when a Bronwyn gets her head to going and she's doing this, I mean, you know what I mean? So I'm like, girl, what's that vitriol for Brittany? She's harmless. And I mean, you invited her out to go shopping. And we find this out when she's talking to Lisa. And honestly, I thought it was fair. And quite frankly, Joey, I thought both of their comments were fair. So we'll get to that. Okay. All right. So the ladies are starting to gather on deck. We get to see a healthier Angie K. Yay. Finally. She felt like she missed out on everything, which she did. So it's her, Whitney, then comes Brittany, then Heather. They're all happy to see Angie is up and feeling better. Then, y'all, Lisa comes in, child, acting like nothing was wrong. And she's like, ooh, look who's back from the dead. And the ladies are all like, silent crickets.
Oh, gotta go.
Yep, it was Heather was going to check on breakfast. Angie needed something in her stomach, honey. When Whitney had to go put on her bathing suit, and it was just then Lisa and Brittany left. And Brittany asked Lisa, "Are we good? Are you okay?" And she was like, "Oh yeah, we're good. I mean, if we weren't, I would have told you. I would tell you." I'm thinking, not really.
We're not sure. Yeah,
we're so not sure. So that's when, now at this point, Bronwyn is up on the next deck, still in the pool deck chair, reading a magazine or whatever, but she can hear them talking, and they're talking about her. And Brittany tells Lisa she was bugged about Bronwyn, and she thought they were in a pretty good spot. She was like, they never even hung out before, but it was Bronwyn that called her to invite her to go shopping. And she felt like she pulled things out of her. Like she was really nice to her, so she would tell her things, and then she used it against her. And Lisa, in big sister fashion, she was big sistering her again, says, Bronwyn's done it to you before, and you're responsible for you. And Lisa said the bottom line is she's never done any, well, this is Lisa. I've never done anything to Bronwyn, but she lied about me when it came to the grandparents. All last year, she let people think I hurt her daughter when she was the one that asked me to do something and then turned that on me. Now, we do see a text where Bronwyn reaches out to her and does tell her, hey, if you don't mind kind of orchestrating the meeting up of Gwen with the grandparents. And so my unpopular opinion, y'all, is that, number one, I think that was pretty crappy of Bronwyn to do that to Brittany, even though can't stand her. Also, she never let on that she asked Lisa to set up that meeting with the grandparents or to get involved at all. And clearly we saw it, y'all. And yeah, so your thoughts, Joey?
I was actually, as I'm like listening to it, I'm like, oh, here goes Lisa. Like, like no one cares. When they showed the text messages, though, I was like, oh.
I know.
Oh, like that really does, I feel like, change like the whole story and doesn't really make any of Bronwyn's anger make any sense to me.
No. I mean, it made her look bad. Then it made me think, back at the reunion or whatever. I mean, Lisa, I can see why she was so upset. And I can see why she stayed upset with Bronwyn, because that was a bad look. To think that someone, particularly as much as Bronwyn portrayed that she tried to keep her daughter safe, how horribly she thought they treated her in the beginning, and that this was a decision that her daughter should make when she's older, and that she made it appear as if Lisa meddled and did that, when that wasn't the case, y'all. I was like, girl, I'm rooting for you. I'm still gonna always root for you, Brahma, but I didn't like that. I didn't.
No, I agree.
Yeah, y'all slide in comments and let us know. Are y'all feeling the same way? Or, listen, if you think Lisa deserves whatever, I get it, because there are people that think Lisa gets what she gets, because Lisa shows herself yet again too. We'll get there. She's still not squeaky clean. So at this point, Angie and Mary find Bronwyn on the mid deck, and they ask her, "Is this where you slept?" And she's like, "Yep." So she wants to catch the ladies up, but she was like, "Listen, we're gonna need to move to a different location, because literally while I'm sitting here, I overheard Lisa and Brittany talking about me, and so they were like, "Oh, okay." And so she tells them she has some things she wants to catch them up on. They go to the table, which is the breakfast table with Mary and Bronwyn, or table Mary and Bronwyn. Mary asked Bronwyn why she moved out of the room, and she says it's the same old same with Brittany, but she tells them about going shopping and tells them what Brittany said about Meredith having seizure and crashing out, and screams at her. Then she gets furious with her that she threw her under the bus and says she didn't want to sleep with her. So, that's fair, because you did throw her on the bus, and
it's not false.
It's not false, right? So Bronwyn said there was nowhere for her to go because you got Angie in there throwing up. Everyone else was screaming at each other. So she tells them she's out there. And Lisa and Brittany were literally, she just heard them talking ish about her. All right. So Meredith joins in, Whitney, Heather, and they're all glad Angie's feeling better. Angie has a nausea bracelets on. She has them on both wrists. And I was like, okay, well, they did do something, but maybe she just had a horrid case of seasickness. I don't know. But girl, she's a trooper, because
trooper. I would have been off that boat.
I would have. That would have had to be medevaced out somewhere. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Tendered out. Whatever they had to do, they had to get me out of there.
Out.
But yeah. So Heather tells the ladies that today they're going to give themselves a break from all the drama and have some fun. And they're taking the tender out to Tobago Key for some snorkeling, swimming, and sunbathing. And then that night, they're going to do their zombie night. That's their theme. And so Angie says she doesn't know if yacht life is for her. Heather told her you're getting your sea legs. And Mary says, nope, definitely not for you. So everybody tells Mary she was a great friend to Heather. And she was a great friend to Angie. They flash back, and she's on the bed eating when you can still hear Angie in the bathroom just retching. I ain't no way, Joey. Ain't no way.
That is friendship at its finest.
It really is. It really is. I would hope I could. I just cannot stay. I can't do it with my kids. When they were little, I had to. My daughter, I remember she got really sick on a trip, and I was just like, I made sure everything was good. And there was a lady that was cleaning the hotel. She only spoke Spanish. And all I could think, I was like, okay, what is bathroom? Baños. Like, please, can you please? She was like, okay. And I was like, here's water, ice. I went and had brunch and left my baby. She was a grown woman, but I just couldn't do it anymore. Like, listening to her just,
it's not for everyone.
Shots. It's not. She had too many shots, and I told her not to. So there you go. At any rate, Bronwyn, since Mary is such a good friend, decides to ask her, since you're going to be so nice to Anne, do you want to be nice to me? Do you like it when Bronwyn goes in her baby voice?
No, it's very weird.
It is so weird. She does it on Watch What Happens Live, too. Have you noticed?
I didn't really watch this week, I'll be honest, or her Watch What Happens Live. I saw like her, like, come on, loved her outfit, loved the longer hair.
Love that, yeah.
But I didn't watch it, no.
Okay. Yeah, she tends to do baby voice with Andy sometimes. I don't know. Mm. Anyway, so she said, would you, could you be nice to me and let me come in your room tonight? And Mary's like, nope. That's the crowd. Two's company, three's a crowd. So nope. She was like, tell her. She was like, you go ahead and sleep back with her. And Brittany's like, you can sleep in there. I'm not gonna hurt you, but
No.
Bronwyn's
And we
not having
called
it.
this. They should have never roomed together.
No,
Because if
no.
Lisa had roomed with her girl Brittany, and then Bronwyn and Meredith roomed together, everything would have been fun.
I think so. Yeah, yeah. So it made no sense to even put them together. They don't.
No.
Yeah. At any rate, um, so she goes on the last time. She says, "No, I'm not sleeping in there because the last time I saw you, you were trying to get one of the crew to come downstairs with you." There's another stray that she hit her with, and I thought, "Dang, Bronwyn."
A stray and like a bit of a stretch for me.
Yeah,
I feel like
because
she really misrepresented what transpired between, well, nothing transpired between Brittany and Captain Jason, and I feel like that was a little bit of a stretch for me, trying to portray it as something that did not happen.
yeah. And again, I felt like, dang, girl, you need to get off her neck like that. But um, Brittany denies that they do a flashback of her asking Captain Jason to take the tour. Um, and she was looking for a reason to get out of there. So Brahman's like, did you not tell Captain Jason you love to get out of here? She meant away from the drama.
Yeah, that's not what happened at all.
That's not what, no. I was kind of like disappointed yet again. Um, and so she said no. Meredith chimes in. The girl said he was coming out of your room last night. I was like, here goes Meredith. She does not like Brittany either.
No.
But Brittany lets him know that she had him there because she thought she could have been doing something wrong with the AC. It was hot in her room or whatever. And we do see that flashback. Doesn't look inappropriate to me, but
no. But what I will say is, what I love about Brittany and why she's slowly growing on me as a cast member is because she is fearless against these women. Like,
yes,
they do not rattle her at all. Because
nope.
here is crazy Meredith Marks. Love her to death. Crazy Meredith Marks. And she makes that comment about Captain Jason coming out of her and blah, blah. And without a second thought, Brittany just goes, why are you even talking to me?
She did. She did. She sure did.
When I tell you I held my breath because I was like,
she did.
Oh my God, Meredith's gonna spiral.
Yeah, she did though. I mean, that's like checking her. Like, what? Why are you even?
Why are you talking to me?
Right. I was like,
oh. Like, you know what? Honestly, like, girl, get it. I mean, listen, I respect it.
Me too. If they can dish it, they gotta take it. I mean, it's what you get. So didn't blame her there.
Yep.
Yeah. So Brittany's defending herself, saying there was nobody in her room and she didn't do anything wrong. She was in her room just for her little unicorn. And Lisa steps in and says, look, that's enough with the pile on. Like, Captain Jason's not interested. It would be dumb. And then she looks to Daisy for backup, like, please, tell them Captain Jason's not interested. And Daisy's like, I have no idea. Like, child, I am not getting in the middle of this.
Yeah. And plus, like, just like leave Brittany alone.
Leave Brittany alone. And I felt like Lisa was going a little bit hard to prove, like, I mean, Captain Jason's not into her. Like, he would never be into her. Like, this is so dumb. I'm like, girl, you didn't have to do it like that. Just say she did not have anybody in her room. Stop picking on her and end of story. Let's don't make it a thing that he could never be interested in Brittany because
the horror.
Right? I was like, girl, you don't have a friend at that table, Brittany. No. So then Lisa goes on to say she feels bad for Captain Jason because she wouldn't want to be involved in a conversation that she's not a part of. I mean, you don't do this to people. And Bronwyn, she can't believe what she's hearing. So she's like, oh, come on. So she says, I can sit on the deck. I can't even sit on the deck without hearing you and Brittany talking ish about me downstairs, saying I'm a snake. I've done this to Brittany before. And Lisa's like, you did. And Bronwyn's like, bringing up my daughter's grandparents again when I specifically told you not to talk about my child or her grandparents again. We had this agreement. And they flash back to them doing their little sit down. And in fact, they did have that agreement. So here we go,
Yep.
Lisa.
Yep. For a woman that wants no one to talk about her husband, her marriage, her kids, she loves talking about everybody else.
That she does. That she does. So, I mean, total double standard there. Yeah. And so then, so Brittany said, no. Lisa said, let me get my notes right. Oh, Brahma's mad. She's just like, look, at this point, Lisa does admit that she did say that or whatever. And Brahma's like, stop talking about my effing child. Brahma gets up to walk away, and Lisa starts yelling, stop, deflect, and sit down and let's have a conversation. I guess she's trying to like channel her inner Heather on what Heather told her the night before. Lisa and the man, she sit down, and Brahma says, no, Lisa, you're the one deflecting. And Mary says in confessional, this would be a good time for Angie to get back sick so they can go back to their quiet place and be quiet. And I'm like, yeah, girl. Lisa says she doesn't want to say anything about anybody's kids, and she's tried really hard to do the right thing. No, ma'am, you have not.
No.
Angie calls BS and says, you know what you do. You dig up dirt on people, truth or not, and you talk about them behind their back, and you pretend to be their friend. And then, y'all, we get the tea. She even just said a few weeks ago, you were talking about Bronwyn with your hair over your face, saying Todd was making out with one of your friends while farting the entire time. Joey, I can't. I mean, what?
Like, I don't even care what like the rumor like was or whatever, but like for me, I just can't believe it's like another example of Lisa talking about someone's husband.
Yep.
Like, what on earth? Like, I feel like I sit here week after week and I try to like defend Lisa as like, you know, she does like make the show interesting. She keeps it going. The show be born without her, whatever. Trying to give her any kind of like grace I can give her. And she just makes it very, very hard because like, girl, that sit down with Bronwyn was like 5 minutes ago. Like, why are you still talking about her husband? I don't understand. And the weirdness for me is like, Lisa, something about Todd, like, she can't stop talking about Todd specifically.
I know.
It's really weird.
It is weird. It is weird. I don't know if it's I'm not going to say jealousy per se. Maybe jealousy in the wealth and the way in which he takes care of Bronwyn. But it is weird. And Todd doesn't even give off those vibes like he's that one. I mean, Lisa could eventually find herself in yet another lawsuit. He just don't seem like he's the kind that'll play with you like that. I mean,
no, I don't think so at all. And I also don't think that, this sounds awful, but I don't think he's like walking around having his like pick of like the ladies. You know what I mean? Like, I just like don't like.
No, I don't. The whole thing was so stupid. It sounded stupid, but when we confronted, she just says, "I didn't say it was one of my friends." Proof that you said it.
Right. And rightfully so. I love that Bronwyn's head spun around like The Exorcist and she like lost her mind.
Yeah, rightfully so. She directly looked at her and she was like, okay, did you say Todd made out with one of your friends? Lisa said, I didn't. It wasn't one of my friends. Bronwyn said, but you said he made out with someone. Lisa paused and Bronwyn said, F you, you're dead to me. She wasn't playing with her. And then, y'all, in the confessional, this statement was so stupid. Lisa says she grew up in New York and she knows a lot of people, and it came from someone she believes and trusts. So she believed that this happened. And she repeated what she heard to Angie. And now we know Angie's not a trustworthy bitch. And we will never do that again. Now, first of all, as much as her and Angie argued back and forth, why? First of all, would you tell Angie that? Number two, it was stupid to repeat anyway. It sounds ridiculous. This man, with all that he has to lose, is going to be out in public making out with somebody. And the whole flatulence of it all is just so 10-year-old. Just
But
it's
like,
so
right,
stupid.
where was he making out? He's making out in New York City, like Bravo headquarters,
I don't know.
at like a busy like restaurant or bar. Like, come on, girl.
That's what I'm saying. This man, he also probably knows a lot of people, and I don't think he didn't get where he was being that stupid. So,
Yes, I agree.
um, so Lisa admits she was wrong to say that about Todd. By this time, Bronwyn's yelling, "Don't speak about my family again." She's like not having it. Um, Bronwyn says it has nothing to do with her believing the rumor or even being worried about it, but it proves Lisa is spreading rumors about her. She's never going to stop trying to eviscerate every aspect of her life, so they're done. And Mary does her little confessional where she says, if someone told me my husband was making out with someone and farting, I don't know which one I'd be more devastated about. I mean, both of it is just embarrassing. And then what's wrong with his intestines? That was a Mary comedic moment. But that whole thing, that was so dumb, y'all.
I don't believe for a second that Mary doesn't fart.
Oh, of course she does. I mean, we already had her little thing. And you see how mad she got at Angie for even bringing that up. So, girl, what's wrong with yours? Okay, so let's see. Lisa and Angie go at it for a second on Lisa whispering that Angie isn't trustworthy. And Angie says you shouldn't be talking about your friends like that. So Lisa does her little walk off. But now they're getting ready to go over to the Tobago Key. Bronwyn reflects on what Todd told her. And it's kind of like a he told you so moment. I mean,
Yep, called it. I mean, anyone could have called it, but you know,
right. And because you don't watch Below Deck, I was going to ask you this too, but I also noticed. So normally when they take
I
their
know what you're
guests,
gonna say.
they normally have this elaborate setup, this
Right.
beautiful theme party.
And the staff goes out first and sets
Yes,
the whole
to
day
set it
up,
all up.
and then goes back and gets the people.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, what was that?
I don't know, Joey. They literally just spread out some towels for them, and yeah, here's the water, and I was like, whoa. Now that
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have
I mean,
literally never seen before.
no, and again, like like I said, I don't watch it like religiously, but I mean, I've watched it enough that I know that they go out first, set up the whole thing, then
Yes,
go back and get the women.
right.
And when they got there and they were just throwing towels down, I was like, what? And then I thought to myself, on the flip episode, no one's gonna bring up that this is like not how they normally do things. Like, I don't understand.
I can't fathom because that is a thing. That's considered one of their excursions. That's a thing. And so it's a whole experience. And I cannot believe, I mean, they literally were out throwing out towels for to sit out to sunbathe. I didn't see any like umbrellas put up. I mean, the massage was a nice touch, but I mean it was not what other guests normally get, y'all.
No, but it wasn't even like a massage table. Like Lisa was like sitting on the ground instead of
She
massaging
was.
her back.
She was. It was
There
weird.
was
It was
no
it was
like
really weird.
food spread. There was no
Hard.
bar. I mean, there were drinks, but there was like nothing.
No. They
No
normally
no
don't.
decor.
Nothing, because they normally do like a theme of some sort. It's
Yeah,
like a barbecue or a luau or nothing, y'all.
nothing.
Maybe they had worn them out so bad the night before they were like, "You get what you get, girl. Get you a towel and be happy." I don't know, but
They were like, we are so sick of you women. Here, sit on the ground and like
yes,
it.
exactly. Angie approaches Bronwyn now. She apologizes for not being more supportive of her. Bronwyn accepts her apology, but she says she hates that she lost her temper the way she did. And Angie was like, no, you need to continue to be stern with her like that every time she comes for you or Todd. And that's the only way, that she's going to stop. So she was like, yeah, I try to be quick. This is Bronwyn speaking. She likes like thinking to myself, what did I do wrong? What's my part in this? Focus on herself and how can she move forward differently. And then Bronwyn's like, Lisa's over there getting an effing massage and she's not sorry about nothing. So
Nothing.
it's like, Bronwyn, wake up, baby. She don't really want to be your friend. So there's that.
Right.
Over to Lisa and Mary, and I can't wait to get this part too because I gotta ask your opinion on this. So Lisa's telling Mary that she doesn't feel like that her and Meredith had a conversation referring to when they talked in the cabin. And she tells her that she told Meredith that it bothered her because she really felt like she should have had her back more and should have said, like, she would never feed stuff to the blogs, and how she wishes she would have said, like, Lisa would never do that. Don't accuse her of doing that. And Mary asked, what did she say? And Lisa said she thinks Meredith feels like she does in her own way, which that is what she said. And Mary said, yeah, but do you feel that? And she said, privately, she feels Meredith totally gets her. And so they're talking about it more. And by this time, Meredith is approaching. And so, because she's busted, because they're in mid sentence, well, yeah, because I feel like Meredith right here.
Busted. Yeah.
I was like, oop. She tells Meredith what she's talking to Mary about, and Meredith says she supports her privately and publicly, and she thinks it's wild how everyone's so interested in how Lisa and her engage with each other. And Mary says it's not wild, it's bizarre. And Mary says lately she does feel Meredith doesn't stick up for Lisa, and if Lisa's really her friend, then Meredith should probably speak up and help her out. She then says, wow, can you believe I'm actually taking up for Lisa Barlow? God help me. All right. Joe, I need your thoughts because I got some. Mm-hmm.
I don't know what they're talking about, first of all, because I think that Meredith blindly supports Lisa, even when Lisa is 100% in like the wrong. So I really don't know like where she's getting that from. It was like super confusing. I also don't understand where this like Meredith Mary hate is coming from.
That's it. It gets
like it's really bizarre, and I was like literally like, did I miss something? Because I don't know, like last we knew they were close.
Right.
So I don't know what happened. I was like super confused at this whole scene.
I was so confused at the scene. And I mean, it gets more intense when Mary gets upset with her. But what I found hypocritical of Mary a little was when she said, you don't speak up for her, whatever. But when Angie and Lisa were going at it, Mary was trying to diffuse it, but it wasn't like Mary was like, no, Lisa, you shouldn't have done Angie that way. She didn't. So there's some that would say that you weren't a good friend in that moment too. I don't know. It seems hypocritical. It's like you can't define in what moment. If Meredith is not like that, which is the same with Mary. Mary's not going to be cussing and yelling and screaming and all that. I mean, she'll get with you, but they don't react the same way. But Lisa says she feels like she does a pretty good job of standing up for herself, but there's sometimes she's like, tap in. I want her to tap in. And Meredith said, I will support you if I agree with you, but if I don't, I'm not going to. I'm like,
I mean, okay, we haven't seen it.
No. So, y'all, Meredith starts to get a little activated and says she's really tired of the narrative. So if you guys want to continue with it, go for it. And then you'll see what it feels like not to have any support like I did. So with that one, I was like, okay. Meredith says she's done with the conversation. And Lisa's like, I don't understand why Meredith's getting so upset because I've been a good friend to her. Meredith says because everyone in this group has accused her of not being a good friend to her when that's all she's ever effing done, which is true. But here's where I get confused. Mary chimes in and says, I mean, she's telling you there's an issue in you guys' friendship and that she doesn't feel like you take up for her, and that's how she feels. Meredith said, well, in that case, I'm sorry. Mary says, you have to respect her feelings. Meredith says to Mary, well, what would you like me to do? Go do cartwheels behind it? And I thought, and Mary said, I don't care what you do. You're not a good friend. Go jump in the ocean. Go do something interesting. Ooh, and Meredith says, you do something, honey. And Mary says, I think you're boring. Mary says, I think you're boring. And Meredith says she does a lot of interesting things. Mary said, go find a good story that you can tell because right now you're snooze. And at this point, Meredith gets up and leaves. Now, it is not even just what was said, it's how it was said. Like Mary was like, really coming for her. And
Yeah.
it's
Out of
like,
out of out of nowhere.
no. I don't know if it was because she didn't like Meredith's tone, because Meredith was irritated that, they were talking about it, or what it was, but that was weird.
It was
Yeah,
weird.
it was. Yeah. Y'all slide in comments and let us know your thoughts on that. Why do you think Mary was so activated against Meredith like that? It just came out of nowhere. Maybe we missed something. So if we did, y'all let us know. At this point, Heather and Brahman are getting along, and she admits that she doesn't know why she was, you know, determined to stay committed to being irritated with Brahman all the time. And she's a little embarrassed that it took her so long to stop being so stubborn because they actually get along great. So
At least she can admit that she was just blindly gunning for her, like, no matter what, and didn't
that
like her no matter what. I
that
can respect that.
that is true. And y'all, so then at this point, it's time for them to play games. They start off with a never have I ever. Lisa wants to do something active, and so the deckhand Michael says they want to do this game where they put their drinks on one side and they run to it and neck off the drinks. And everybody's like, "What is neck off the drinks?"
And, like, so stupid. Like, they didn't bring any games for these people.
I
They were
know
so unprepared.
they were.
It was a very, very sad beach day.
It was a sad beach day, y'all. That is so not below deck. I mean, this is a luxury experience from the time you get on the yacht until the time you leave. That includes your beach excursions. I mean, they usually spread out the red carpet. Like I said, the food, the beautiful chairs. I mean, tiki bars,
Yeah.
nice games, and water sports. I
Yeah, he
mean,
was like, "Well, we don't have anything, so let's just relay and drink."
oh, but in the midst of this game of running and necking their drinks, Brittany face plants. And Bronwyn says, that's the souvenir she's taking home with her is a mental picture of Brittany face planting while necking off. I was like, yeah, that was pretty good. All right, well, there's enough of the island. They're gonna get back and get ready for their little zombie dinner. Um, correct me if I'm wrong. I did not understand Bronwyn's zombie. What was the little octopus thing on her?
I
I
I
didn't get
don't
it.
know, but I mean, I'll be honest. I like loved her look. I don't know if it was zombie,
It wasn't giving zombie, but I mean, it was
but I
cool.
loved it.
It was
I
cool. It
loved
was
it because
cool.
really, if we talk about who committed, what the hell did Lisa do? She wore a fluorescent, like this like bright colored dress
She
and
did.
put a headband on that had like a needle sticking out of it. Like, I mean, it was not. There wasn't one ounce of blood. There wasn't one
Nope.
scar. There wasn't a difference in
Mm,
her glam makeup. I mean, there was nothing.
nothing. No, no. She totally dropped the bomb on that one. Yeah. At this point, they all do their little zombie walk in. Of course, last one.
But you're missing a very important scene.
Okay.
When they were going to visit someone's room, and her and
Oh,
Angie
and
decide to put on the blow up costumes. And of course,
the
you're going to get on a
theme. They were
luxury
in
yacht.
Mary and Angie's room.
You're going to
That's
get on
right.
a luxury yacht, and Bronwyn brings not one, not two, not three, but 4 blow up costumes.
She did.
And this is why I'm a big Bronwyn fan, because you never know what's going to happen.
You're right. You're right. And they have Angie K. They're supposed to
They're
bring
bringing Whitney a nail file.
a nail file, and Angie K agrees to go with her, and she's in the seahorse, and Brahma's in the blue shark. Thanks for reminding me of that, Joey. And they're getting in the costume. It's a self-inflatable. And once you get it on, and they're coming out the door, and poor Angie closes her fingers in the door, and it's a bloody I mean, that poor baby.
First of all, I'm like, of course, it's poor Angie again. But second of all, I'm thinking, like, what kind of doors are these, and what a liability?
I know.
Because
I
her
know.
hand was messed up.
It was. It was.
Gushing blood.
A lot of blood. It was.
Like,
I was like, ooh, God.
yeah, I'm like, there's no like protection on these doors. Like, what if it's like a child? I mean, not that
I
you would
know.
maybe bring a child on like a luxury yacht, but Like, what?
That was crazy. Yet
And all I thought
again,
was, of all the people, Angie had the worst vacation.
she did, honey. She did. That yacht experience was not yachting for her. It
No, it
was
was
not.
not.
And that was sad. But um Captain Jason to the rescue. He gets her all bandaged up. And so at this point, you're
And
right,
then,
Joey.
wait, and then she has a stew doing her hair. We can't forget
That
to
was so
mention that.
cute. Yeah, yeah. God, the
Like,
deckhand Michael. She wants him to bring her a hair dryer and to blow dry her hair. And
like you cannot make this stuff up.
you cannot. She was like, listen, he was doing such a good job, that he could come work at her salon. And he was like, the women that would be lined up out the door if I worked there. And she was like, oh, I like your confidence. He was cute. He was cute. He had a lot of
Dude, such a good sport. And you know what? Her hair came out great.
It did. I mean, he was doing his thing. She just has some pretty hair too, though. She has beautiful hair. She really does.
Thanks, Kerastase.
Of course. What else? What else? My God. So yes, now we're at the zombie party, and everybody does their zombie entrance, except for Mary struggles to get out the door. They have to help her with that a little bit. Heather makes the cheers to Brazilians, and Angie joining them because she is still there despite the injury to the hand and the sickness before. And then, Mary has a little thing with her little wine glass. There are lips on them that are not her lips. That would be gross.
But you know what? I was shocking. Very respectful. Very proper about it. Like, I was like, oh, she's going to be so rude to these poor waiters. She was so great.
She was great. She was. And she has the potential to be very, But no, she handled it well. She was just like, these aren't my lips.
I was like, oh my God, it's going to be so abrasive. And she wasn't. And I was so like relieved.
I know. Yeah, we need Mary to stay on the up and up. Stay on the up and up. You're rising the ranks. So we love you. I can't remember who it was, but somebody asked if anyone had checked in on the home front, which is, of course, a segue for Bronwyn to say, well, she had called Todd and Gwen, obviously, and they weren't exactly jazzed about her updates. And Heather asked her if she said the thing about the farting and making out. And Bronwyn was like, of course I did. Why should I be ashamed to say it? I'm not the one who made it up. And she said she thinks Todd feels like he's not sure why he's always the punchline here all the time. Like, why? It's true. It is. And she's like, why anybody's partner is a punchline here. And she agrees with that. She feels like Todd and Gwen need to be off limits. And it doesn't seem like that's something that Lisa can commit to. So we get another apology from Lisa. And she says,
like, was it like an apology? I feel like we keep hearing like the same thing, and then like the same thing keeps like happening,
Yeah.
And she tried to flip it, like it was like it wasn't like that, blah blah whatever. And it's like, no, if you and Bronwyn were friends, and you didn't have a problem with her. When you heard a rumor about her husband, you would have went to her.
Exactly.
You wouldn't have gone to Angie with it.
Right. Exactly. And what made it so bad is the night that she told Angie they were all there. Bronwyn was there. She just leans in because they had gone to a club after her Clarity lunch.
Craziness.
It's crazy. So she does apologize again, and she says that moving forward, from this day forward, she will not bring up Bronwyn's family in any capacity, and she's very sorry she hurt her feelings and Todd's and Gwen's. And Bronwyn believes those words mean nothing. So do I. And Lisa in confessional says she didn't tell Angie anything with the intention to bring it up in front of a group and humiliate Bronwyn. Like, I don't like to hurt people that way. Like, humiliation, I've never done that. I've never gone after that tactic. I'll defend myself, but I don't try and go for the jugular like I can. If you open the door, I'll walk through it. But I just want to be status quo at this point with Bronwyn, and she's genuinely sorry if she's embarrassed and hurt. Y'all.
Because again, your moment in the move was to address Bronwyn directly, not talk about her husband to the other women.
Exactly. I'm like, girl. At this point, now we have another seasicker. Brittany gets sick. And she gets up, excuses herself from the table, and she throws up off away to the side of the boat. And after she returns, Daisy is passing out tequila shots. Brittany happily grabs one and drinks it. And Meredith is all aghast. How could you drink tequila when you just threw up. And Brittany says because it makes her feel better, or because she wants to feel better. And she asked her, why is it her business? Why does she care? And I thought, oop, here we go again.
I mean, like, I don't know, like, not wrong. I
No,
think it's starting to get a little weird how Meredith is like so like obsessed with Brittany. Like, if you dislike someone so much, like, I would just ignore them. There's plenty of other friends there for you to hang out with and talk to. But for
completely
some
agreed.
reason, she can't get off of Brittany. It's really weird because I feel like we've never really seen Meredith like just zone in on one person like this. And
No.
like it's starting to get like a little bizarre and and I love Meredith, don't get me wrong, but I'm
Oh,
starting to be
yeah.
like, girl, like, all right, back off a little bit. Like you've never puked and rallied. I mean, come on.
Exactly. I know. I feel like because Brittany is so unbothered by her, I think Meredith just can't get past it. I
It's a good point.
just,
It's a good point.
yeah, because she is. She was just like, why do you even care, girl? Like, it's none of your business. And so Meredith polls the rest of the ladies like, does anyone here think this is a good idea? Of course, Heather raises her hand, and Whitney's just like, it's her business. So maybe she's just having a little hair of the dog. In other words, Meredith, move along. There's nothing else to say.
Right. Like no one cares. Right.
Nobody, no one at all. So Brittany says, I'm actually concerned about something I saw on TikTok. And Lisa's like, so what was it? Brittany said she saw something on TikTok today about Seth's possible indiscretion. Whitney says, what are you saying? What are you saying? It might not have been Whitney because she actually showed Whitney. So if Whitney said that, because they were all talking so much, I couldn't pick out who said all of what. Someone said, what are you saying? And Brittany says, Seth's having a mistress. And they show Brittany watching the TikTok and the girl on there saying her friends, and this was stupid to me too. Her friend's Uber driver last month in Columbus, Ohio, showed her a picture of Seth with his mistress because she was their Uber driver 6 months ago. I was
like, first of all, we're taking just random TikTokers stories now and we're gonna use them as storylines on like Real Housewives. Like, I don't know like what's happening. And here's where Brittany like loses me a little bit, right? So I was starting to give her like an ounce of credit because she's both brave and she's both stupid.
yep,
Because we have all this drama this season about leave people's families out of your mouth. And I mean, we
yep,
just saw this whole blow up, right? Between like Bronwyn and Lisa and blah, blah, blah. And Brittany goes for the husband. Like, girl, what is wrong? This is why, though, no one likes you here besides like Lisa. And I even think that Lisa, it's a fake friendship. I think
oh,
that
yeah,
Lisa just likes someone that's going to be subordinate to her.
absolutely.
But
Yeah,
like, girl, like, you know what? The minute I give you an ounce of credit, this is what happens. Fool me, you know?
absolutely. I was like, see, now that was completely unnecessary and stupid. Um, Meredith maintains her husband does not have a mistress. They're in a monogamous marriage because she was like, because your boyfriend breaks up with you every time he wants to sleep with someone else. That's your problem, not mine. Brittany's like, well, actually, I break up with him. And Meredith says, you're a liar, you're malicious, despicable person, and you know what? I'm not interested in you trying to interfere in my relationships because you're jealous that you can't hold a man down. Brittany says, I mean, it's all over TikTok. Have you seen it? I'm like, girl, you keep right on, right on. Meredith says, no, she's not seen it, nor does she care. And here's Whitney. I've seen it. She showed me. So Meredith's like, so now you're sharing it. And
Yeah,
Brittany
and
was
if
like,
you're gonna talk about someone's husband cheating, you better have some receipts, and those receipts cannot be a random TikTok video, girl.
right, right, exactly.
Something else I found interesting in this scene, though, and I'm curious if you felt the same. Where was Lisa having Meredith's back?
Mm,
She
yeah,
sat there, dead silent, like she was auditioning for mime school, and you just tore Meredith apart for not supporting you publicly. And now here is your girl Brittany once again talking about someone's husband, which we're not supposed to do. And Lisa just sat there, dead silent,
She did. She sure did. And no, Joey, I actually didn't clock that, but yeah, she was sitting there just as
She
almost
didn't say a
eating
word.
it
She
up.
didn't say a word.
Not a word. Mm-mm, nothing.
No,
Nope.
no. Rules for thee, but not for me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So Meredith says, no, she hasn't seen it. Whitney says she did. So Meredith's like, so now you're sharing it. Brittany says, I get it if you don't want to share. And Meredith tells her to stay away from her. And she throws her little head saw at her. She's like, now you're throwing things. And then you broke a glass on me. And she's like, girl, no. That was her doing her waterbender moment.
Yeah, she
So,
was a waterbender. She didn't
a
break glass on
waterbender.
you. No,
Right. So stop. Yeah. So
it's part of
Meredith,
her. It's part of her Instagram profile now.
it is. I saw that. I love that.
Kudos, Meredith. Kudos.
Uh huh. Uh huh. So Meredith in confessional says she doesn't know why Brittany is even talking about her marriage, or her husband. She says she's not talked about all this stuff out there about Brittany. Like there's plenty to talk about, and I'm sure that's true, y'all.
Oh, yeah.
Leave me alone. Leave my husband alone. Go focus on your own misery because you're a miserable bitch. Meredith doesn't want her around her at all. Um, and so at this point, she's just like, we still haven't got a fully activated Meredith. I mean, she didn't go off even then like she normally
No, we
would.
really haven't. I'm very disappointed.
I know, because I thought if anything was going to do it, this was going to do it. Because even with when Meredith like chopped her down with insults, Brittany was unfazed and kept going, well, it's all over TikTok. I mean, are you sure you don't want to talk about it? I thought maybe you want to talk about it. I mean, this is a safe space. Girl.
And yeah. Brittany's so full of crap. You didn't bring it up so you could talk about it in like a safe space.
No, she knew what she was doing, y'all. And y'all, what was so funny, Captain Jason tries to join them again for dessert.
Boy, give up.
Give up. To no avail, honey. He decides to get right on up and go on back. And Daisy's like, we'll bring you some dessert later. Like, just go. So Meredith goes on to say she doesn't talk about people's husband like Brittany does. She's gross. She's vile. Get her away from me. I knew it from a year ago. And this is when Captain Jason exits the table. And then they kind of talk about how here we chase Captain Jason off yet again. And this is how we close the episode, y'all. Next week, looks like it's going to shape up to be pretty good. Partly they'll be on the yacht, and then I think partly they'll be back in Salt Lake. So, yeah. But, yeah, y'all let us know what you thought of the episode. Slide in the comments and let us know. Per usual, lots of bickering, lots of arguments, lots of bringing up husbands, bringing up, things that they shouldn't, and rumors,
I know. It's really, ugh.
I know. I mean,
but I love them, and yet there's still like so much humor. Like I find myself still like laughing the whole time. It's not just like all toxicity.
It's not, and I can appreciate that because to bring up y'all tonight would be part 1 of OC reunion, and I mean, did you watch the finale, Joey?
Yes, I did watch the finale. Can I tell you what happened in it? Probably not.
And the only thing that I guess is going to be the big point is the last few minutes where they probably brought them back in for a new episode where some anonymous caller comes in and says that Tamara was the one behind the Gretchen text and that she was leaking what was happening storyline wise before it aired. Yeah. And so that'll be addressed. Probably not in part 1. Don't know if I really care. I am interested to see how Katie holds her own this time. I hope better than last year's.
I know. Especially, I feel like she might, though, because I feel like she's going to go in there knowing that the Bravo universe was like behind her. You know what I mean? True. Again, I can't remember when they filmed, but I know it's not that like far.
Right.
Like that like long. So I feel like by then she had to have known like everybody was Team Katie. So I feel like that hopefully will help her when it comes to like the reunion and standing like her ground.
Yes, I hope so. I will be checking it out. Probably not tonight. Probably watching on Peacock. But As we say, we do reunions. So Joey and I will work out a time, and that's why you got to hit that notification bell. So we can you can find out when we drop our recaps on Real Housewives of OC's reunion. We'll tell you what it's given, and always we like to talk about the looks. So we'll hold that off until we do part one.
We
But
can hold it off, but I mean, I have to just get out there and just say it. I'm flipping through and I'm like, this is like the first reunion I could remember, and I don't even know, where I was like, wow, everyone looks so good. They
that's
dressed for their
true.
body style, their makeup was on point, their hair was on point. I was like, wow, this
That's
is like really, really good. And then came like this like jump scare that was Gretchen, and I don't know what the hell her outfit was. It was just so I'm sorry, I'm gonna ruin it. My least favorite outfit is definitely Gretchen. I don't care.
oh, mine
And
too. We can get that
and
out of the way.
I don't care how it like translates from a picture to television, like Miami threw me for some like loops, but this
Yeah.
is just god awful.
Oh, it is. It is. It's trashy. Like I said, I just yeah, it just Gretchen got it wrong a lot. Her confessional look ridiculous with the hair and the
Yeah, little Bo
yeah.
Peep. I don't know. It's just not
I
good.
know. It's just girl, stop it, stop. But yeah, no, there were some good looks and so yeah, they all pretty much hit the mark. But yeah, old girl did not. So
Oh
there's
no.
yeah. So all right. Well, Joey, any parting words?
No, that's all I got. Tonight, I don't know if I'm gonna watch it, to be honest with you. There's other things that are on TV that are better.
Agreed. I am going to
You
be
know?
watching Married at First Sight.
Special
It is
Forces
also
is
on
still
Peacock.
kicking.
That too. That too.
And if people are not watching this, Gia Judice is a beast.
She she is. I'm still not caught up, Joey, but she is a beast. I caught a little bit. She did an interview on TV or the TV Gold. I don't know. Jen Aiden's new podcast.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, her and Teresa were on there. She's doing her thing. So
I mean,
yeah,
I'm so impressed by her.
yes.
And then I just watched, it came out like last week. Do you watch Selling Sunset?
Yes, but I had to stop last night because I got so sleepy. I don't remember what episode I was on, but it was right after the well, is it spoiler alert? After they let Nicole go. Yeah.
Oh, well, you got to catch up because it gets progressively like worse. They are
Oh,
catching so much heat. To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if this was the final season.
really?
Yeah, some like real, not again, not to ruin it, in my opinion, some real like racist shit comes about.
Woo.
And like, I mean, they don't say it's like racist, but when, I mean, like, we all have eyeballs and like, we're like watching.
Right.
And I'm not even like a fan of Chelsea, but the way that they do her, man, it is not good. It is not a good look. The actors are not good. Like I said, I wouldn't be
Wow.
surprised if it doesn't come back. They're getting nothing but hate on social media.
Wow. Okay. Well, then I may have to wait for Married at First Sight and go back and sell it sunset. Because yeah, you're right. Because I'm not a huge Chelsea. I feel bad for what she went through. And is it just me? Did she get some work on that body? Or I mean,
So I think it's like a really bad BBL, a really bad like attempt at one, because her body like looks crazy. But also I feel like her face is off too. I don't
it
really
is.
know.
It is. It looks. And I thought maybe it was divorce weight gain, but my husband was like, Sherry, he saw. I mean, we remember her in a little outfit. She had no butt,
Yeah.
no nothing, and all of a sudden now we way out here. I mean, no, I agree. Not
Yeah,
looking.
it's
Doesn't
not a
look
good look.
proportioned. Looks crazy. But yeah, y'all, there's that. So if you're watching Selling Sunset, also, yeah, slide that in the comments too, because yeah, that's a good one. I've been watching that one since day one. So,
Same,
oh
same. I mean, it's one of Netflix's biggest shows, and I
yeah,
think it's like really sad that they're going out this way. And there's a lot
oh,
of like behind the scenes drama happening
oh,
where Brie is like calling out like them bringing in cast members that are not real estate agents. They're getting scripts now. How it's like so
ooh,
fake, and I'm like, oh my god, they're self imploding. They're self imploding.
ooh, oh no, oh okay, all right, I got to get sink my teeth into this one. Okay, all right, thank you for that, Joy. Okay.
That's what I'm here for.
Yeah. All right. So with that, guys, we will say good night for tonight. Please join us next Thursday. Well, next Thursday,
Are you
I
gonna be away
will
though?
be, yeah. I will be getting ready to.
We
No,
might
I will
have
still
to.
be here. I will still be here. We can do Thursday. I fly out Friday morning for Vegas. If I
And if
can
we
still get
have to
my flight.
reschedule and do it on like another day, we'll let y'all know.
We definitely will. That's why you gotta hit that notification bell. Okay. And pray that my flights do not get canceled or changed because I am so nervous. Okay.
No,
Don't
you'll
think
be
so,
fine.
Joy? Okay.
You'll be fine. I'm all the positive vibes. A friend of mine flew out from here today and she was like, oh, what's it going to be like? She said that there was no one at TSA.
Oh, good. Okay. Awesome. All right. Well, there's that. All right. Now I'm happy. So y'all have a great night. and hit that notification bell to see if we'll be here on Thursday. We'll let you know. All right. Bye.
Night.